Hello, this is the second segment of the Business Intelligence Project. The Business Intelligence Project, this is the second out of three major projects that are due in the Busy 100 MIS class. The first section or segment of this video covered the overview of what business intelligence and data mining is all about. This particular segment will get into how to log into the remote server and go through the initial instructions on how to access the data warehouse that we're going to be using to complete the project. This segment will involve logging into a server that is actually located at the University of Arkansas's Walton School of Business. And so we have set up user IDs for each of you to be able to log in for this particular assignment. Now, in the instructions, I have some detailed setup, but I'm going to go through those setups right now to log into the remote desktop. And so the first thing is you have to make sure that you're connecting properly to the right server. So that's specified right here. You can see that on the screen. And we'll also need to click on the Advanced tab to be able to make sure that we're getting to the server correctly. So I click on the options, then go to Advanced, then click on Settings. From Settings, I want to click on this second option here, use these remote desktop gateway server settings. I already have it pre-populated. You'll have to enter in this particular information right here. And then I'm going to press OK. Go back to General and make sure I can log in properly here and connect. Now at this point the computer is reaching out across the internet to connect up to the Walton servers, and each one of you should have received a particular user ID and password. So I'm going to go back to our Sakai setup here, and you should see listed in the assignment your name and the particular ID and password. I'm using this particular ID right now just to demonstrate that, so I'm going to copy that password. It makes it a little bit easier, so when I come back here I can just paste the password right in. It is case sensitive, so you have to be careful about that. Okay, now that I've logged into the particular server here, this is the Walton server, and I'm just going to maximize that, and so I have the full screen now of the Walton server set up. What I want to do next is launch the Business Intelligence Development Studio. This is actually kind of similar to Expression Web, so I'm going to start that up. But it's a bit more complex than Expression Web is. We're going to be using just a small subset of the features within the Visual Studio BI edition. What we need to do first, though, is connect to our database. So I'm going to open up, so do File, Open, Analysis Services Database. Again, I've already got these pre-populated, but in your case you're going to need to type in these values here, the ENT dash, ASRS, etc., all of that, and then you have the drop down of different databases. So you'll make a connection to Dillard's and then another connection to Sam's Club. Now at this point I have the database opened to Dillard's, and I want to select the data cube. It's already been generated for me, so all I need to do is just double click on the data cube, and I can see the entity relationship diagram. And this indicates the different tables that are active in this particular database of Dillard's customer data. There are actually hundreds of thousands of rows of data for each one of these different tables. I want to click next on the browser option so I can look at the particular pieces of data and address the queries that I'm interested in for the homework assignment or the project assignment. And So in this first particular assignment, what I want to do is get the cost of items in the Fayetteville store. So this is the one example I'm going to go through. The way this works, and it actually, Microsoft Excel has the same capability with what is called a pivot table. So what I want to be able to do at this point is be able to drag and drop different fields into the central area here, and this way I can drill down and view data from different perspectives. So again, I'm looking for the cost of items in the Fayetteville store. So I'm going to drag cost over to the center area because that's the total or the measure or the fact that I'm interested in viewing. So the total for all of Dillard's is I'm paying $947 million worth of cost. But now I want to be able to start looking at particular store information. And I'm going to drag the geography area up here to the columns. And I'm looking at Fayetteville. So I need to expand out my Arkansas area. And actually what I'm going to do is apply a filter. So I can click on the little drop-down areas here, uncheck all, expand out Arkansas, and just go to Fayetteville only. Press OK, and now I have my cost values. Now if I'm interested in particular brands or styles or whatever, I can drag that additional information over. So let's actually let me start down here with what's called, again, the hierarchy, the department info, and drag that in the rows. So now I'm able to look at individual cost factors for a bunch of different types of items. So I could scroll down and should be able to look at Liz. I think this is Liz Claiborne, expand that particular value out, and then I'm looking at individual SKUs or stock keeping units, which in our case doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We won't know what those values are, but we get a general idea of what the cost factors are for Fayetteville. Now, one of the nice benefits of this application, the Cube browsing application, is I can take one of these different dimensions, that's what these areas here on the left are called, and I can move it around. So I'm going to move it up here to the filter overall. And so if you see what happened here is I'm reduced down to a single column, which is my cost factors for all these different products. But I'm still looking at just the Fayetteville store for the entire spreadsheet or display area. Then what I could possibly do is take the time dimension and look at when were these items sold and drop that up here under columns. And now I get the data for year 2004 and 2005. And as needed, I can expand that out and look quarter by quarter, and I can see different cost factors occurring. So just to give you an idea of the flexibility, and I can move these items around between rows and columns as needed. And for your particular assignments, what you're going to want to do is drill down and try to get to the specific dimensions and fields that are listed over here on the left as indicated for each problem. When you feel that you've answered the question correctly, again, I can minimize this down a little bit here, and I can take a screenshot of this entire screen with the results, and then that's what's going to be turned in for the particular assignment. So this will wrap up segment 2 that goes through the step-by-step instructions on how to open up a cube within the Microsoft Business Intelligence Studio that is located at the Walton School of Business.